Hi, traders and investors. Good evening. This is Sachin Nachnani, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, today I'll be covering Wipro results which have just been announced around 2 hours back, and I will be doing a real results review and, of course, giving you the target price as well. So, without wasting any time, let's get into the results analysis for September quarter. This is the latest press release from Wipro. This is the press release from Wipro for its latest, that is September quarter Q2 FY21 results. And I'll take you through some of the important highlights for the quarter. So the revenue has come in at $1.99 billion, which is a growth of 3.7% on a QOQ basis, that is over the June quarter. This of course is in dollar terms. However, if you were to look at in constant currency terms, the growth on a quarter on quarter basis is 2%. Now constant currency terms, as I've explained earlier in my TCS review also, which you can check in the link above, it means that without converting the local currency in dollar terms. So the operating margin has come in at 19.2%, which is also a little better than market expectations. Now these are some of the major business units of Wipro. The BFSI segment, or as we call it, banking, financial services and insurance, is the highest contributor at 31.2%. In fact, BFSI is the highest contributor for all IT companies in India. That is followed by the consumer segment at 16.2% contribution, and then it's followed by healthcare, technology, and energy and natural resource utilities, which are in the range of around 12.5 to 13% each. So application services continues to be around 45% of the total revenue in terms of distribution of practices, and cloud and infra services are around 25%. So digital operations and platforms are only 15% for Wipro, which is amongst the lowest as compared to the top tier IT companies in India. Of course, like most other Indian IT companies, 58% revenue comes from America, followed by Europe, and then rest of the world, which includes India also. Now, Wipro has given guidance for the next quarter, revenue growth of 1.5% to 3.5% for the next quarter. The number actually is fairly strong as compared to market expectations. In revenue terms, it would translate to 2.02 billion to 2.062 billion. This is of course for the next quarter. Voluntary attrition is at 11%. Offshore revenues are at over 50%. Total headcount is over 1,85,000 and the gross utilization is over 76% for Wipro for the second quarter. So here we can see that the revenue from existing customers is 98.6%, which is a fairly good sign. However, the number of new customers added is 97. Now this is the highest as compared to any other quarter in the last year, and even as compared to the previous quarter. Moreover, the number of active customers is at 1089, which is the highest again in the last 6 quarters. Let's again have a look at the important financial numbers. So in dollar terms, IT revenue has grown by 3.7% over the June quarter, whereas on a YY basis, that is over the last year's September quarter, it has declined by 2.8%. In rupee terms, the revenue has grown by 1.4% on a quarter over quarter basis to over 15,000 crores, and on a YY basis, it has been essentially flat because of the rupee depreciation. When we look at the operating margin of IT services, it has gone up to 19.2%, which is a growth of 0.02% or 20 basis points on a QOQ basis, and on a YY basis, it has gone up by 1.1%, which is 110 basis points. The operating profit or EBIT for Wipro has gone up to 2,813 crores, which is a jump of 4.4% over the previous quarter and 5.2% over the September quarter of previous year. Now net income or profit after tax has gone up by 3.2% over the June quarter to 2,465 crores, whereas on a YY basis it has come down slightly by 3.4%, which is still commendable and slightly better than expected lines. And on an EPS basis, again similar results. It has gone up by 3.1% on a QOQ basis to 4.33 for the September quarter. And despite the decline in PAT, it has gone up by 0.7% on a YY basis. And look at the cash flow metrics. Operating cash flow or cash flow from operations is at 179% of the net income of the company, and it has gone up as compared to September quarter of last year as well as June quarter of this year. That is on a both YY as well as QOQ basis. Operating cash flow has increased meaningfully, and free cash flow, which takes into account depreciation and other non-cash expenses, even that has increased meaningfully on a QOQ as well as YY basis to over 4,000 crores, and that stands at 164% of the profit after tax for the September quarter. Now again, outlook or the guidance for the present quarter, which will be ending on 31st December. So Wipro is expecting a QOQ growth of 1.5 to 3.5%, and the revenue is likely to be 2.02 billion to 2.06 billion. Now about the buyback, which is its capital allocation policy. So the board has approved a buyback which will be of 23.75 crore shares, totaling 4.16% of the total paid up capital at a price of rupees 400 per share. Now the size of the total size of the buyback comes to 9,500 crores, which is slightly less than market expectations, because in the last two buybacks have been in the region of 10.5 to 11,000 crores, and actually market was expecting the buyback to be closer to between 1.5 to 1.9 billion dollars. So there has been some disappointment in terms of the overall buyback size. However, we also need to note that this time there is a buyback tax of 20%, so that automatically takes the buyback to more than 100 billion rupees, and the buyback price is fairly on expected lines. The street was expecting a buyback at a price of 400 rupees. At this price, TCS will be trading at a valuation of over 23 times on FY22 basis. In my opinion, that represents a more than fair value for the shareholders. And if you own shares, I would definitely suggest you to tender the shares in the upcoming buyback. However, do note that because this is subject to the approval of shareholders, it will be conducted through postal ballot, and now it happens through email. Hence, the timeline for this will be at least 3 to 4 months. So 90 to 120 days will be used in conducting the buyback, whereas the price right now is just about 6% lower from the buyback price. So in my opinion, if you don't want to wait for so long and tender just 4% of total shares in the buyback, you can actually sell your shares at the current market price, which will be just about 6% below the buyback price, and you can save your capital for the next 3 to 4 months. Moreover, by selling shares in the open market right now, you are assured of getting the price of around 370 to 380 depending on where it opens tomorrow for all your shares, whereas in the buyback roughly 4% to maybe 7 or 8% shares will be accepted depending on whether you are a retail investor who has less than 2 lakh shares or a HNI investor. Now let's have a look at the chart of Wipro and try and see what are the technical factors indicating. So on the day when Wipro announced a buyback, this was obviously after market hours, so the very next day the stock opened with a big gap up. The previous closing was 335 rupees and today it has gone up to 375. So that is a gain of almost 12% in the last 4 trading sessions, and the buyback has been announced at a price of 400 rupees. So that is a difference of just around 6% from the current market price. So we can see that the stock has run up fairly sharply. It was obviously on expected lines because Wipro had completed a buyback in June last year, so it was expected that it will announce a buyback again, and especially after TCS announced its buyback, Wipro shares also ran up sharply, and Wipro also announced a buyback subsequently. So the buyback price, as we can see, is just around 6% away from the current market price, and the process is going to take at least 3 to 4 months to be completed, and that too only 4 to 8% of your shares will get tendered. So in my opinion, if you tender the shares tomorrow in the market, depending on where it opens, and I believe the target or fair price on a fundamental basis also will turn out to be 400 rupees for Wipro. Since the process will continue for a few months, the stock price will have sufficient support in the current market conditions till the X date is over. X date would be the date after which if you buy the shares, you will not be eligible to tender the shares in the buyback. So till the time the X date is announced and it gets over, till that time the shares will have reasonable support in the market because people will buy them and would want to tender them at a higher price of 400. Though please keep in mind, if you do so tomorrow, only 4 to 8% of your total shares will get tendered in the buyback. Do note that even the promoters will be participating in the buyback and they are the largest shareholders in the company. Now let's have a look at the option chain analysis for Wipro and see how the options are positioned. The highest open interest either on the call side or on the put side is at the 400 call option, and the open interest is over 1.2 crore shares. Now this is very much on expected lines. As I mentioned that the street was expecting a price of 400 rupees in the buyback. So it is highly unlikely in the foreseeable future that the price of 400 will be crossed on the future side. If somebody is interested in doing an options trade, you can sell the call option of Wipro with a strike price of 400. The price right now is 10.65, 10.7. Last traded price is 10.7. Since the IV is high at 62%, most likely because the results have been declared, the IV will come down tomorrow. And with the decline in IV, even with the small increase in the market price tomorrow, the premium will most likely come down. So if you are an options player, you can sell this call option. And in case you want to hedge, depending on your risk appetite, you can always buy a call option of say 420 or 430 rupees just to hedge your position and reduce the margins. On the put side, the highest open interest right now is at 360 rupees of over 22 lakh shares. In my opinion, if you are a safe player, you can easily sell the 350 put option, which is right now at 7.5 rupees. Again, IVs will come down tomorrow from the current levels of 59, and you can easily pocket the premium for the remainder of the month. If you want to hedge, you can always hedge by buying a lower strike put option. So basically the fair value or the target of Wipro stands at 400 for the next few months, and if you want to capitalize on that, my idea would be to sell the 400 call option. But please do remember to consult your financial advisor and definitely take some hedges so that you can be protected if your call or trade goes wrong. So that's it from my end. Do take very good care of yourself and have a happy trading session tomorrow. Thank you.
Do like and share this video, subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon. You can reach out to me on Twitter, Insta, LinkedIn and of course YouTube.